So I've had this little block of maple that's gotten pretty spalted, just kicking around my shop. Today I'm going to turn it into something. I'm going to turn a small hollow form with it. Alright, so I have it mounted between centers, and it's mounted like a spindle blank would be, so I have end grain on the sides, and that's how I'm going to hollow it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get it spinning, and I'm going to make this somewhat round and then get a tenon turned on it. Alright, so now that it's somewhat round, I am going to turn a tenon on this side for it, and then I'll get this mounted into a chuck. So I'm just going to use a skew for this with a peeling cut. Alright, so the tenon's all done. I just got to get this mounted into the chuck. Alright, so I have this mounted in my chuck. So I want to start shaping the outside of this. So I'm going to start by shaping the top a little bit. I'm just using a bowl gouge for this. Alright, so that's the outside shaping for now. Once I get it all hollowed out, I'll reverse mount this so that I can actually narrow the bottom down a lot more. Alright, so now that I have it all shaped out, the next thing I want to do is drill a hole through the center, close to the bottom, as a starting point for when I hollow it out. So I like to use somewhere in between 400 and 500 RPMs for drilling stuff like this out. Alright, so that's deep enough. So the next thing I need to do is get my hollowing set up on the lathe, and then I'll start hollowing this out. Alright, I got my hollowing setup all set up, so now it's just time to hollow this thing out. So I'm just starting by squaring off the top. Okay, so it's all hollowed out, so I just want to do a bunch of sand into it to get it done, and then I'll reverse mount it in my soft jaws so that I can finish up the bottom of it. Alright, so I have my soft jaws mounted on my chuck, so I am going to now slip it on, bring the tailstock up so that I can make it centered. And then just expand my jaws out. Don't want to go too crazy because I don't want to crack it. And that's spinning true, so I'm going to get a spindle gouge, and then I'm just going to taper this down so it's a lot narrower than it is. So to finish the bottom, I just got to curve it back in so just the very edge is going to touch the whatever it's sitting on. Alright, so before I cut the entire nub off the bottom, I'm going to do some sanding and then it'll be all ready to apply some finish on it. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my small detail gouge and just remove as much of that nub as I can, and then I'll just sand the rest off. Don't want to go any further than that, and I'll just use a little sandpaper to clean up the very end. Alright, so now that it's all completed, I just need to add some finish to it. So I'm going to start by using a water-based sanding sealer, and I'm just using an airbrush to apply this. I've diluted it down about 50% with water. Because this is a little bit on the punky side, the sanding sealer will just soak in and it'll kind of like limit how much of the more expensive water-based lacquer that I'm going to be spraying on it will soak in. Alright, so that's it for the sanding sealer. I'm just going to let that dry, and then I'll come back and I'll sand that down to 600 grit, and then I will be ready to apply the lacquer. Alright, so my last step is just to apply my gloss water-based lacquer, and this project will be all finished. Again, I'm going to apply it with an airbrush, and I diluted it down by about 50%. Alright, so I'll just let that dry and it should be all good. I may need to add one more coat to it after it's completely dry.